Salute everybody. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Daejhanae Jackson has filed for a name change, a complete breakdown of the press conference, as well as the FBI ignored text messages out of Shanquilla's phone. But before we get started with this demonstration, let me read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear in this video that I call a demonstration is only the opinions of mine and others. Everything that you hear in this demonstration is only allegedly. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to the chat. Salute to all of my moderators. I appreciate you all for pulling up. I will salute individually. Just give me a moment. Appreciate the super sticker, Shano. I appreciate the super sticker, Shano. And make sure you all are subscribed to Chopping It Up with Shano. And make sure y'all go over there and show the good brother from the Switching Lanes sector some love and some support. Now, we want to just jump straight into this demonstration. So I had a chance today to attend the press conference. Me and Miss Parker, we attended the press conference. Many of you joined us on our live. Many of you all joined us on our live. And I said that later on, I would come before you all and give a complete breakdown. I learned some new things at the press conference. I learned some things that I didn't know about. One of the things that I learned was Miss Salamandra gave those messages, the text messages that she discovered in Shanquilla's phones. She gave it to the FBI. However, the FBI ignored it. Let's just go to the clip of Miss Salamandra talking about these messages that she gave the FBI.
Well, it's not going to bring back Shanquilla Robinson, but it's that I know that the FBI should have done something at this time after 2 years ago. I know a lot of stuff that was in the phones of Shanquilla Robinson that I gave to the FBI, and the FBI looked over it like it was nothing. And, you know, and just like you just pushed my daughter up under the rug when you should have been arrested these people. You had a video where she was being brutally beaten, but you want to mess with the autopsy and say that she did not have a broken back or spine when the FBI are deliberately lying. Because someone had, attorney had already, not my attorney, but attorney had already told me don't let the FBI mess with that autopsy, that they were going to switch it around. And that's exactly what.
So you heard us say in the beginning of it that the FBI had text messages. She gave them text messages to the FBI. What was in those text messages, I don't know. But according to Miss Salamandra, there were messages in there that indicated they did something to Shanquilla, which we all know. So now you have a video. You have a video of Shanquilla being attacked. In the video, you hear her saying no to the person saying to her, at least fight back. You hear her saying no. Now, according to Miss Salamandra, there's text messages in Shanquilla's phones that she gave the FBI. Now, we also heard her say that an attorney, another attorney, said that the FBI was going to do what with that autopsy? I'm going to run it back and you all can hear it yourself. And this is Ms. Salamandra saying that another attorney told her what the FBI was going to do. Let's listen now.
Well, it's not going to bring back Shanquilla Robinson, but it's that I know that the FBI should have been done something at this time, after 2 years ago. I know a lot of stuff that was in the phones of Shanquilla Robinson that I gave to the FBI, and the FBI looked over it like it was nothing. And, you know, and just like you just pushed my daughter up under the rug when you should have been arrested these people. You had a video where she was being brutally beaten, but you want to mess with the autopsy and say that she did not have a broken back or spine when the FBI are deliberately lying, because someone had, an attorney had already, not my attorney, but an attorney had already told me don't let the FBI mess with that autopsy, that they were going to switch it around. And that's exactly.
And that's what they done. And we all know that's what the FBI had done. And this is why I've always said, and I still stand 10 toes down on it. Mexico, they done what they were supposed to have done. In the beginning, the ball was dropped in Mexico in the beginning. However, when the authorities, when the DA in them, when they figured it out, they did the right thing. Now it's on the FBI. Also, I found out at the press conference that Daejhanae filed, and you all, if y'all see it in the background, you all can see the background. This is a matter of Daejhanae Jackson. Now, this was filed. The location is the Guilford Clerk of Superior Court, and it got filed June the 5th of 2023. This got filed last year. And if you look down at the bottom, you'll see it's a name change procedure. And if you see Daejhanae Jackson, and then you see alias Imani Green. I will have this posted on my community wall. I will also have it posted on my Instagram. So if any of you all would like to get this, and if you want to send it to the content creators of your choice, feel free. And if there's any content creators that's watching this, and if you would like to have a copy of this file, this assignment, the current case that got the case number on it and everything, get it off of my community wall or get it off my Instagram. Feel free to use it. If any content creators want to use any of this demonstration, feel free, because at the end of the day, it's about justice for Shanquilla Robinson. Why did she file this? See, See, why did she file this? So the press conference today that me and Ms. Parker attended, it was a great turnout. Now that I'm watching everything play out, the balloon release that we done for Shanquilla, there were many people out there. The press conference today, there were many people there, many reporters, many people in the community. Some of them came up to me and spoke to me. Shank, how can I get involved? Shout out to Tab. Shout out to Tab. If you're watching, shout out to Tab. She has a nonprofit organization, and she said the time is now, and she just need a little help. And see, this is what I'm saying to you all. You all have the responsibility. We all have the responsibility to do right by our communities, by uplifting our communities and helping out in the community. And we don't have to wait till something as tragic that happened to Shanquilla to happen for us to help out. You can help out on your social media platforms. You're on social media anyway. So why not start to raise awareness? You could just take on a case that's in your community. Something may have happened to one of your neighbors. Use your platform to raise awareness for that. And it don't have to be a tragic case. You could be raising awareness about the children in your community that's doing the right thing. But we all have a duty. We all have a responsibility. And look, we still can be fly. We still can be cool. We still can hang out and do our thing. You can still do your thing, whatever it is. You can still do your thing. But let's take at least 30 minutes a day. Everyone, let's take at least 30 minutes each day to help out in the community on our social media platforms. All right?
Waiting for answers is also an impact on my family. It gives us a hard way of grieving. We have a hard time grieving. You know, every year we got an anniversary coming up. It never goes away. When you're kind of at ease and you think your mind is doing good, then here comes something else. You know, and then we should have been had justice. Even if they couldn't arrest the whole Cabo 6, some of these people should have been already in jail. Long time ago. Long time ago. You got a video. If there had been anybody else, child, they would have been locked up. My child, you gonna see what's going on. You see exactly what's going on. All of you do. And I need justice for Shanquilla Robinson.
That's right.
Shout out to Miss Salamandra. That's a strong woman. Miss Salamandra is a strong woman. And that's why I say, until you meet Miss Salamandra, you have no right to judge her. That's a strong woman. She broke my heart today too, Miss Parker. It threw me off. And I wasn't myself today at the conference. And, you know, usually, you know, I would be working the room like Miss Parker was working the room today. Usually I would be working the room too, but it threw me off because, and I'm a grown man, I wanted to cry because for me, y'all, I've been on the case since the very beginning. For me, I've been to the burial, been to the cemetery. I met her father, her mother, her sister, her aunts, her uncles. I'm actually there, you know. So for me, it hits hard. And then, as I stated before, I've lost a daughter. You all know that I've lost a daughter. So it hits hard for me. So I do get emotional. I just have to be honest with you. I do get emotional. Now, when we listen to Miss Salamandra, it has to make you want to get involved. I heard Miss Parker say this to Miss Salamandra. She said, Miss Salamandra, you give me the strength when I want to stop, when I want to quit. She said, you give me the strength. See, that's deep right there, but that's real. That's real. See, we never know the impact that each one of us may have on somebody else's life. And this is why the old used to laugh at funerals and cry when a baby is born. I never understood it. I never understood it. So when somebody passes away, you mean we supposed to laugh? And they would say yes, because it's a celebration of life. See, the funeral, that is really an event for the people that's alive, because the deceased one has moved on to the hereafter, wherever that may be. So the deceased is no longer with us. And you'll hear Shanquilla's pastor, she said, and I'll run that clip for you all, but she said that if God could just let us speak to Shanquilla one time, Shanquilla would tell us, I'm all right. I'm good over here. I ain't coming back to that mean world. You know, but it's that deep when in death, when in somebody's death, there's the beauty of God, you know, because that's God speaking through Shanquilla's death. And he's speaking to all of us. And he's given so many demonstrations. My demonstrations are nowhere near compared to God's demonstrations. Y'all know I'll mess up some words. You know, I might lose a head gasket giving my demonstrations, you know, but when God gives his demonstrations, God don't mess up. It's beauty in the death of Shanquella Robinson. See, we all have to travel that road. I got to travel that road. You got to travel that road. But we got to look at the beauty in it. Okay? Salute to the chat. I do see everybody down there. I just want to get through my commentary before I address the chat. But I will come to the chat and I will address the chat. Just give me a minute. Let me get through my commentary. So as y'all can see, and I'm going to drop down, but the only thing that's missing is the actual date. But just look at the background. Look at my background, and you'll see that Daejhanae did file for her name to be changed. And that was last year. This was last year. And the case status, as you could see, as of November the 14th, 2023, the case was disposed. It was disposed. But y'all got to understand, Daejhanae, you can run, but you can't hide. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't quitting. You can hang that up. And as I said before, even if you stop Shank Rock, there are thousands of other content creators out there that is just as powerful as Shank Rock. There are many other content creators out there that are raising awareness for the justice of Shanquella Robinson. You ain't going to be able to stop all of us. You ain't going to be able to stop all of us. I'm going to go to Sue Ann Robinson, and then I'm going to come back. Sue Ann Robinson is going to clear up. I believe this is the extradition. Y'all know I mess up words, but I believe this is the clip that I uploaded of Sue Ann. So let me go to Sue Ann.
The issue with respect to the extradition is that the Mexican authorities have advised me that they've taken all the steps pursuant to the treaty that would be needed to be taken. They've done a full investigation. They presented their investigation packet to the proper authorities at the State Department. It would then be up to the U.S. Attorney to work in conjunction with the State Department in order to authorize and initiate an extradition, which we would all see publicly, because that would be a U.S. federal case where they would have the opportunity, whoever is being extradited, to say there's not enough evidence, there is enough evidence, and have their day in court. This has not been initiated because we would all know about it. So the issue is that process has not even begun, and we're 2 years out from the incident. So that's what we're saying in the complaint, that the U.S. Department of Justice has not initiated that procedure, and it's been 2 years.
Speaking on as far as if the extradition, if that was to take place, we would all know. It would be public. We would all know. And as you heard, Sue Ann also mentioned that she spoke with Mexico. See, she's the attorney. She spoke with Mexico just as well as she spoke with the U.S. FBI as well as the DOJ. I didn't speak with Mexico. I didn't speak with the FBI and the U.S. or the DOJ. None of y'all spoke with Mexico or either the DOJ or the FBI. Sue Ann spoke with them. So this is why I always go by what Sue Ann says. I always go by what Sue Ann says. I never assume anything because she is the one that's talking to both sides. And remember, before she said Mexico and the U.S. is playing ping pong. But once she got down to the bottom of everything, she found out that Mexico done more justice for the Shanquilla Robinson case than the U.S. Mexico done their paperwork. They completed their paperwork. Remember, many of you thought it was femicide. Many of you thought that it was femicide that was on the warrant, and that's what's holding up the case. But as Sue Ann said before, that would be a quick fix. So Sue Ann, she followed the proper protocol with Mexico. Mexico right now is off the hook, but Mexico can't do nothing. They can't do nothing because Mexico cannot come over here themselves and arrest the main aggressor. They have to follow the proper protocol. And what's the proper protocol? That warrant has to be prioritized. Mexico can't come until the U.S. Marshals. Mexico can't come until U.S. custody, until the U.S. has Daejhanae in custody. Then Mexico can come over here, or Mexico can meet them at the airport, however you want to say. That's fine with me. But Mexico can't do nothing until the U.S. prioritize that warrant, and as Sue Ann said, start the extradition process. And as she said, it was never started. If it was started, we would have known about it. And once it do get started, we will know about it. Baby Oil Man. We could just go back to Baby Oil Man. Baby Oil Man procedures. Lil Durk, every time the FBI, every time anyone is arrested, it's going to be made to the public. Unless it's a ET, an extraterrestrial, and but that's the CIA. That's when the CIA come in. Now, if the CIA got you, then it's a strong possibility we won't know about it. But when the FBI got you, we're going to know about it. Let me get the remaining clips out the way, and then I'll chop, pretty much the whole press conference up for you all. Just bear with me.
And Shanquella was a kind-hearted person, loved people. She would never do no wrong to nobody. I don't see how nobody had the heart to do her like that. Unfortunately, we know these people did not have any heart to do my child like that. And she didn't deserve to die like that, and you're going to take her away from her family, away from out the country to do her harm like that. And all of you sit back. Now, one of them didn't have no sense to stop it or try to help her. They're going to sit there and video it and look at it, and because they all had a part to do with it. They all played a part in her murder, and each and every one of them should be arrested because she was a good person.
That's right.
She never did nothing to hurt nobody.
She was starting a business, correct?
Yeah, she had a few business. She done a little bit of everything. She done kids' hair, sold clothes, worked at an insurance office, and she just was a lovable, harmless person. Never heard her say anything bad about anybody. Never. And we was very close. Her 25 years on this earth, I was close with my daughter. Very close to her. Never heard her say nothing wrong about anybody, nothing bad about anybody. She only loved people. And if she could do anything to help you, she would.
That almost brought tears to my eyes, because I'm sure y'all could hear it in Miss Salamandra's voice that she was ready to break down. That's what messed me up right there. That's what messed me up. But you could hear Miss Salamandra telling us the type of child, the type of female, the type of person Shanquilla was. One thing I know about a mother, a mother will keep it real about their child. They will say, look, my child wasn't no angel. My child didn't deserve that. My child may have done some bad things here or there in their life, but my child didn't deserve that. You didn't hear any of that come out of Miss Salamandra's mouth. She said Shanquilla didn't bother nobody. I mean, you can honestly tell from that attack video, you can honestly tell the type of person that Shanquilla was. Whenever you got somebody that don't fight back, that tells you a lot about that person now. That tells you a lot about that person. She refused to fight back. She didn't even try to protect herself. She was shocked. She was stunned. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It shocked her. And even though I wasn't there, I know for a fact what really hurted Shanquilla, was the betrayal of Kalia. I know that crushed her. And I wasn't even there. But I could put some money. On it that's how she felt like you. And she probably felt when she was on the ground, she probably just knew Kalia was going to break it up. Knew Winter, knew the rest of them was going to break it up. And I got news for you, Nazir. It played out, Nazir, for 2 years. For 2 years, Nazir. See, I gave you the benefit of the doubt here. I gave you the benefit of the doubt there. Some of the things you came forward with, okay, I got you. But I just sat back, watched it play out. You are the missing link to this. Man. So with the civil suit, let me explain to you all how the civil suit works. And this is coming from Sue-Ann and Andre the Advocate, for all of you all that would like to know how the civil suit works. Once again, this is coming from Andre and Sue-Ann. Now that the civil suit has been filed, they do have, I forgot the actual name of that person that they have that goes out and issue the warrant. Issue the civil suit papers to them. My bad, it's not a warrant, but the civil suit papers to them. They have to show up for the civil suit. And according to Andre, the person that they got on a job that's to issue the civil suit to them, all 6, he said this person is serious about their work. So you can best believe coming soon, we all will be seeing the Cabo 6, all 6 of them, standing to answer to this civil suit. Now, according to Andre and Sue-Ann, the civil suit is different from an actual criminal complaint. Whereas though with the criminal, you know, you got to do a lot of proving of this, proving of that. When it comes to the civil suit, you don't have to do all of that proving. The mere fact that there's a video, the mere fact that that's the video, also in the police report from Mexico, they refused medical attention to Shanquilla to go to the hospital. They definitely are liable for the death of Shanquilla Robinson. Now, in that civil suit, they're going to have to answer questions from Sue-Ann. Also, I thought I uploaded this clip, but I didn't upload this clip of Sue-Ann mentioning that the FBI is saying that it could take 5 years, or they will have to wait 5 years before they can receive the packet. And as she said, 5 years. In 5 years, the witnesses in Mexico can lose memory. Even Cabo 6 can have a loss of memory. So why is the FBI pushing a 5-year time gap on that packet being handed over now? 5 years? And this is why I say again, Mexico fixed the problem. However, the U.S. is playing games. Let's go to a very close friend to the family, and this is Shanquilla's pastor. She had some very, very nice words to say.
But I would just like to say that Shanquilla was a very loving person. I guess I could say I was kind of like her babysitter. Because school opened, her mother had to be at work so early in the morning. She would always drop off at my house, and she'd stay there at the time to go to school. And she was just go-getter. That's what Shanquilla was. And, you know, all the kids just loved her to death. But what I would like to say today is to the 6 that was with her. My plea, if you're watching this or if you'll be watching this, my plea is to you. And I'm saying to you, I'm standing first, y'all. I'm standing for God. That's who I believe in. I'm standing for him on behalf of the Robinson family. And I would like to say to those 6, no matter where you go, you're not going to be able to run from this situation. And what God would have me to say to you all today, he is a God of a second chance. And it's time.
That's Shanquilla's pastor. And she had a firm, she had a strong message for the Cabo 6. You can run, but you can't hide.
He is a God of a second chance. And it's time for each one of you to come forth for the part that you played in. Because none of you could be friends Because if you were friends, you would not have done this. So it's time for you to step forward and take your part in this situation. See, because man is not a second chance man. And God will forgive. And you got to come out. No matter what lawyer you get, you will never be able to pay him to get you off. So it's time now. You know, it's just like a ball game. It's 3 strikes. So y'all have had 2 strikes. And that 3rd strike, it means you're out. And when God takes control, can't nobody help you. No matter who it is, your mother, your father, or anyone can help you. And you know, it's just sad that people, I don't understand how they haven't done anything. I'm like Miss Robinson. When they sent the film to me, and by the way, I had the privilege, I'm a pastor, and I had a privilege to pastor Shanquilla for over a year and a half. And I enjoyed her being under my leadership. She was always, and I enjoyed her being under my leadership. She was always there, always loving, always cutting up. She doing what Shanquilla do. But to the 6, can't no lawyer help you. I promise you, no matter what you're paying, because the Bible said that vengeance is mine. And God promised, and I believe in him. He said, vengeance is mine, and he said, I will make them pay. So to the Robinson family, keep your head up. Remember Shanquilla as she was, and I know that nothing we can do is going to bring Shanquilla back. And I believe if God would just give us the opportunity to just speak to Shanquilla, Shanquilla will tell y'all, I'm all right now. I don't want to come back to this so mean world. She wouldn't want to come back here because we'll see.
And that's real. That's real. If Shanquilla could talk to us, she wouldn't want to come back. Now, what is up with the text messages? Because remember, this was months ago. It might have been a year ago, but I know it was months ago. Remember when I brought to y'all the demonstration of there were text messages found in Shanquilla Robinson phone, right? So according to Miss Salamandra, the FBI overlooked the messages. Because remember, when it came out that there were those, what was it, over 400 messages, I believe, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was for over 400 messages that Miss Salamandra said that she had retrieved from Shanquilla. Now, she gave the messages to the FBI. The FBI got the messages. And they still hasn't prosecuted them. See, something is wrong there. And it don't take a rocket scientist. It don't take a rocket scientist. Once again, there were many of you and many content creators and subscribers that was breaking it down about certain people in the DOJ, I believe, certain people that was in the DOJ that's related to some of the Cabo 6 members. And that's why I said I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Because let's be honest, y'all. Somebody, somewhere is stopping Shanquilla from getting justice. Somebody, somewhere. It ain't Mr. Bernard. He ain't stopping the justice. It ain't Miss Salamandra. She not stopping the justice. It's not Quilla. She's not stopping the justice. It's not Sue Ann. It's not Andre, the advocate. It's not Ben Crump. It's not Mexico. It's not you or I. It's not none of us. Somebody is stopping it. Just look. Sue Ann has followed all of the proper protocols. She followed it. And I'm glad that she did follow the proper protocol. I'm so glad, because believe me, if she misses out on following anything, right, they're going to be able to use that against her. But she's followed the proper protocol. And that's why I've always stood by her. That's why I've always stood by Sue-Ann. Because I know it's proper procedures, a proper protocol that got to be followed. She followed it. She's on it. Once again, big shout out to Sue-Ann Robinson. A big shout out. And when I talked with her today, I could feel a relief in her, like you know, I could feel it. Like when I hugged her, like when I hugged Quilla and Miss Salamandra, I could feel a sort of relief, like, okay, this may not be what we want. It may not be what we want. However, it is effective. A civil suit is effective because for 2 years, the Cabo Six hasn't been held accountable for anything. For 2 years, we haven't seen the Cabo Six in no court of law, period. Now, with the civil suit, they got to answer the civil suit. They have to answer this civil suit. And I talked to Quilla, something that I already know, but she says, Shank, we don't want the money. We ain't interested in the money. The money is nothing to us for the civil suit. And I said, I know, I know, but it's just a part of the process. That's all. Because if you still think that it ain't the FBI, honestly, you don't know nothing about this case. And if that's not it, then you just don't want to see Shanquilla get justice. If you can't see who's playing the game, if you can't see who's running the play, the feds, the FBI running the play, it's right there. It's right there. For those that just came in, I do see we have a lot of newcomers. If y'all look to the back of me, if y'all look on my background, you all will see that Daejhanae Jackson filed this name change in the Guilford Clerk of Superior Court on June the 5th of last year. You can see at the bottom, you see her name, Daejhanae Jackson, and then you see the alias, Imani Green. Now, if you come on over here up to the right, you can see the case type, and it's listed name change. If you look, you'll see the type of case is a name change. She's trying to change her name. On November the 14th, 2023, they disposed it. It was disposed. I will make this available for you all on my community wall after this demonstration. So if you all want to get it off of my community wall, if you all want to share it, if you want to send it to some other content creators, please do so. Please get this to as many content creators as you can and tell them, Shank Rock said, cover this. Shank Rock said, go do a live on this. You know, we got to keep Shanquilla's name alive. We got to keep her name in the algorithm. Shout out to all content creators and subscribers that have been covering the case. I will jump down to the chat. And take some comments. Salute to the chat. Carmen says, thank you, Shank, because my heart is so heavy in this case. You welcome, Carmen. Appreciate you. Salute the full life. I see you, the full life. I see y'all, Miss Parker. 80s, baby. I see everybody. Blue Devil G says, DJ can't get out of the house. Nah. Can't go nowhere, Blue Devil G. Salute Jennifer. Salute Jennifer Green. Salute. Carmen says she was so beautiful and had so much going for her. In the blink of an eye, her life was taken. With a blink of an eye. And the thing of it is, they knew. You know what I'm saying? They knew. Miss Groovy says she trying to detach herself from her crimes so she can get a job. None of them got a job except Malik because he works for himself promoting parties. That's true. James says, can a civil suit turn criminal? To my knowledge, no. To my knowledge, a civil suit cannot turn criminal. To my knowledge. Salute, Martha. I see you, Martha. Appreciate you for pulling up, Martha. Salute. Salute, LaJessica. I see you, LaJessica. LaJessica says, so they granted her the name change. No, they didn't grant it. It was disposed. It was disposed of, LaJessica. Ms. Parker says, I thought she didn't know the year. Sissy, did you read that? Carmen says they did, Shank. They took advantage of her sweet, kind heart. And it's sad. It's sad. Suntan says, no, she's not trying to do a name change. It's sad because we see this happen all the time. I've seen it happen. And this is why I do my best to try to help people that is up against peer pressure, and you don't have to fit in. Trust me, you do not have to fit in. Stay being a nerd. Stay being a geek. Stay being corny. Stay being lame. Trust me, it's going to benefit you in more ways than you can imagine. That's why I tell y'all right now, I'm corny, I'm lame, I'm all of the above. See, when I look at it and I say, because I know really I'm not corny and I know I'm really not lame, but I know when it comes to certain demonstrations, I know off the rip where to be at, where to place myself at. And sometimes we have to place ourselves out of harm's way. Let me backtrack that. All of the time, we should place ourselves out of harm's way. And I'm going to tell y'all, even though things happen to the corny and the lame, but most corny and most lame people, they go through life living a successful life. They do. But I was there before and I wanted to fit in. And I'm sure all of y'all was there. And I just know what happens when you try to fit in. Trust me, when you fit in, when you try to fit in, you are going to lose yourself. The average gang member, the average gang banger, if you talk to the average gang banger, the average gang banger had a promising future ahead of them. But the peer pressure got the best of them. They wanted to fit in because they thought they was missing something. They thought they was missing something. They thought their parents ain't know what they was talking about. How many of y'all used to think that? I used to think my mother ain't know what she was talking about. My mother used to try to keep me in the house with her all the time. But I'm looking outside and I want to go outside with them. I want to run around stealing cars. I want to run around jacking people, fitting in. And Lord have mercy, boy, did I fit in. Later on, when it all played out, I realized how dumb I was. I realized that was the real corny and that was the real lame, fitting in. If you got to fit in, then you ain't no man. If you got to fit in, you ain't no woman. If you got to fit in with people, you ain't no man. You ain't no woman. I got way behind. She not trying to do a name change. Sure did, sis. Not talking about the case, Shank. Okay. All right. Shank, thank you for standing up for this beautiful young woman, Shanquilla Robinson. You welcome, Carmen. It's my duty. It's my duty. Jessica says, good. Now make sure you show up for the civil for court. You know I'm gonna be there. Yeah. Look, y'all know I'm gonna be there. You think I ain't? You know I'm gonna be there. Front and center. Because I want to look at him. You know what I mean? I want to look at him. And I want to see the fear. I want to see the fear in their eyes. I want to see the fear in their eyes. That's what I want to do, because I want them to feel how Shanquilla felt. You know what I mean? I want them to feel all eyes on them. I want them to see. I want them to feel these wolves. I want them to feel these tigers looking at them with blood dripping off their teeth. I want them to feel it. I want y'all to feel it. Can't believe she really trying to change her name. It ain't gonna work. Why fit in when so much fun standing alone? I get so angry at times because I want justice for her. Even if they thought it would take 5 years, it's amazing that they would actually say that to a victim's family. That is extremely insensitive. I have never heard of such. Right, Stephanie. Right, like, you mean to tell me they gonna have to wait for 5 years? Come on, man. Come on. I'm weird. I was told, even went viral on IG and was told I have a mental illness. I take it. I'm the same way. I take that. I take that. Give me that. You ain't gonna have no friends. Good. I got friends. So guilty for trying to name change. I'm going to backtrack everything, y'all, and then I'm going to let y'all get out of here. For those that just pulled up, I won't make y'all catch the replay. Joker says, in legal terms, disposed means that a case has been closed and the official legal proceedings are complete. It's different from other case statutes like pending or active. I appreciate that, Joker. I appreciate that, Joker. TT says, Shank Squad, I've been listening while driving. Thank you for all your positive contributions and seeking justice for Shanquilla Robinson and her family and loved ones. I appreciate you, Just Me TT. Just Me TT is a positive content creator as well, y'all. So if y'all could subscribe to Just Me TT, she be dropping some positive content. Carmen says, I was that with my 2 children, Shank, but they both growing, thriving adults today. Good, good. We all felt that until we got older and realized they were telling us for our benefit. Facts. Jamie says that's so true. Jennifer says, keep up the good work, Shank. Appreciate you. So I'm gonna run the clips back. I'll run the clips back for those that just pulled up, and then I'm gonna let y'all get out of here. Let me run the clips back, y'all, and then I'll let y'all get out of here. Now, the first clip is Miss Salamandra, and she's going to tell y'all about the messages that the FBI overlooked.
Well, it's not going to bring back Shanquilla Robinson, but it's that I know that the FBI should have done something at this time. After 2 years ago, I know a lot of stuff that was in the phones of Shanquilla Robinson that I gave to the FBI, and the FBI looked over it like it was nothing. And, you know, and just like you just.
She said the FBI looked over it like it was nothing. She gave him the message that she knows, tells something. She said the FBI looked over him. My bad, y'all, my bad.
Well, it's not going to bring back Shanquilla Robinson, but it's that I know that the FBI should have been done something at this time after 2 years ago. I know a lot of stuff that was in the phones of Shanquilla Robinson that I gave to the FBI, and the FBI looked over it like it was nothing. And, you know, and just like you just pushed my daughter up under the rug when you should have been arrested these people. You had a video where she was being brutally beaten, but you want to mess with the autopsy and say that she did not have a broken back or spine when the FBI are deliberately lying. Because someone had, attorney had already, not my attorney, but attorney had already told me don't let the FBI mess with that autopsy, that they were going to switch it around. And that's it.
She said another attorney told her, don't let the FBI mess with it because they going to switch it around. And you still want to debate with me about the FBI? You still want to debate about the FBI?
Waiting for answers is also is an impact on my family. It gives us a hard way of grieving. We have a hard time grieving. You know, every year we got an anniversary coming up. It never goes away. When you're kind of at ease and you think your mind is doing good, then here comes something else. You know, and then we should have been had justice. Even if they couldn't arrest the whole Cabo 6, some of these people should have been already in jail. Long time ago. Long time ago. You got a video. If there had been anybody else, child, they would have been locked up. My child, you gonna see what's going on. You see exactly what's going on. All of you do. And I need justice for Shanquilla Robinson.
That's right.
Damn, y'all. Damn. Get some prayer hands for Miss Salamandra, y'all. Get some prayer hands for Miss Salamandra. Get some prayer hands for Miss Salamandra. That's a mother, man. That's a mother. That's a mother right there. That's a mother. Could have been any one of our mothers. That's the hurt of a mother. It's deep. Shanquilla didn't deserve it. See, when you understand it, and it's easy to understand it, Shanquilla didn't deserve it. Shanquilla family didn't cause her death. When you understand that right there,
and Shanquilla was a kind-hearted person, loved people. You know, she would never do no wrong to nobody. I don't say nobody had the heart to do her like that. Unfortunately, we know these people did not have any heart to do my child like that. And she didn't deserve to die like that, you know. And you're going to take her away from her family, away from out the country to do her harm like that. And all of you sit back. Now, one of them didn't have no sense to stop it or try to help her. They're going to sit there and video it and look at it, and because they all had a part to do with it. They all played a part in her murder, and each and every one of them should be arrested because she was a good person.
That's right.
She never did nothing to hurt nobody.
She was starting a business, correct?
Yeah, she had a few business. She done a little bit of everything. She done kids' hair, sold clothes, worked at an insurance office. And she just was a lovable, harmful person. Never heard her say anything bad about anybody. Never. And we was very close. Her 25 years on this earth, I was close with my daughter. Very close to her. Never heard her say nothing wrong about anybody, nothing bad about anybody. She only loved people. And if she could do anything to help you, she would.
salute, Miss Parker.
Salute, Shank. Salute to the Rock Squad. The Full Life said you did a good prayer at the balloon release, and you definitely did that.
Thank you, the
We did
four.
a very heart felt prayer for her. And today, I'm like Shank. Me and Shank's been to them all. And today, we've watched Miss Salamandra because I remember the first press conference release. You could see the numbness. It was just like all fresh. It was like it was hitting her all over again. Being at that press conference, like that was like the first day she even got that call. And today they was more vibrant because me and Miss Salamandra sat and talked for a minute before you know what I'm saying, the press conference started. And she was like, Tasha, my daughter wouldn't, this and my daughter wouldn't that. And that's when I told her how strong she was and how, I want to give up and she makes me keep going. Because anybody that lost their child and ain't got no answers and can keep going and Miss Salamandra spreading awareness for everybody. Like Sue said, if we get justice for Shanquilla, we get justice for everybody. And once she got to talking, it hit different. And, she's been wanting to, get that off her chest. And the fact that she said the FBI, she's, them text messages, because that was me, you, and Beautiful had seen her post that a while back. And it's been a while back when she said, I got y'all messages. And we kind of was like, what does she mean? And that was months ago. So just think how that's just still sitting on her mind. None of this is being let go. Even when Miss Salamandra and them do get that little bit of justice, like you were saying, it might not be a lot, but it's something. That's all she wants is a little bit of something. What mother wouldn't? So salute to you. You know what I'm saying? It was heartfelt today. You couldn't even hear nobody taking pictures. You couldn't hear nothing in that room. And for Miss Salamandra to say if it was anybody else's child, y'all would look for him. She said, y'all not gonna sweep my daughter under the rug because how many other families, Trayvon Martin,
Yeah.
George Floyd, what you say?
Appreciate those two cash donations, Sharon and Jennifer. Appreciate those two cash donations. Sharon and Jennifer. Go ahead, Miss Paul.
You know, how she was basically saying they want to, we watched around the world these cases happen and they sweep our black kids under the rug. They do. And for the Cabo Six, I liked what the pastor said. You know what I'm saying about the forgiveness. I loved when she said that. But she said it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you out. Cause they don't now they're like, hey, we done gave you the opportunity a couple times. This is it. One of y'all got the decency to come out. I know I just know one of y'all have the decency. I think it'll be Nazir, regardless of how anybody feel about him. I think I'm actually waiting to see what he has to say and see if he has the decency to stand up and say from what he don't know when he was there is understandable, but when you got there and everybody was talking, so But one of y'all do need to have the decency. Y'all had the ability to take her life. Have the decency to come forward and just say what it was. And the name change, Shane, that's just for somebody to go off the grid.
Yeah.
To go and hide. You can't hide.
Can't hide.
Because Capricorn Chronicles said only a face a mother will love.
You can't hide. The Nithya says they found the police in Brianna's case not guilty.
Sure did. You get what I'm saying? So the name change is nothing. Because they're still going to find you. And the thing is, Shane, we can, how you ever remove something from your life you think it's forgotten, but it always come back and haunt you. Every now and then, it just come back and haunt you.
That's true. That's facts. That's facts.
Shanquilla might be resting because she's in a way better place, but at the same time, I know it haunts y'all. I know it haunts each and every one of y'all. And it only takes a monster to do this. Daejhanae, yes, but Khalil is the biggest.
Yeah.
I hope they get him for even recording. Cause see, I was just saying that when you go in the store, never forget me and my cousin went in the store, Shank, right? And my cousin said, Tasha, watch out for me while I get this. They locked me up too. Cause they said I was accessory. I watched out.
Conspiracy.
You get what I'm saying? I was like, what? I ain't take nothing. I might as well took some. So we need the people that videotaped it. They was just as much as part of it. All the bystanders.
Yeah.
Ain't that's what they saying about Baby Oil Man? And everybody that stood around and watched these parties and they're guilty. What's the difference? So I'll be in the courtroom with you, riding that wave, honey, looking at them Cabo 6. Because you know what Tupac say, all eyes on me. And like you said, them eyes on you, it's a different type of pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if y'all was watching that Dolph case and that YSL case, y'all see how that pressure was when them eyes was on them people.
Yeah.
They were scrambling and gambling. Just like a lot of other people we know, Shank, scrambling and gambling. You hear me?
Yeah.
When you get caught up, you're scrambling and you're gambling.
Yeah. You know you wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Ms. Paul.
So that's all I'm saying. It's just scrambling and gambling. Right here, the guilt, the name change, and pressure. So just imagine when you get in the courtroom.
Yeah.
They know eyes are on them. We are the eyes, all the content creators and their subscribers.
Yeah.
We know y'all are. Each and every one of y'all. So see, we need the subscribers to come and stand with that family too. Because we are now Shanquilla's eyes. We are there to stir them people in their face to give them that look. You know, looks say 1,000 words, Shane. And all it's gonna take for them to look around that courtroom, they ain't even gonna look at the crowd. They ain't even gonna be able to face Miss Salamandra and Quilla and them. Trust me. This is what we've been waiting on. You've been telling us it's a process.
Yeah.
And patience is a virtue. Because you get a better outcome.
Yeah.
So salute to you, Shane. Salute to the Rock Squad. It felt good being there, you know what I'm saying? I love Miss Salamandra. I love you, Miss Salamandra. We already talked about that earlier. And I love Quilla. You know what I'm saying? And the family, of course. But salute to you and salute to y'all subscribers that's keeping her name alive, that's dropping the hashtag Justice for Shanquilla, just putting her name in the chats and stuff like that. Y'all a big part of this. All around the world. All of y'all. So salute Shank. Salute to the Rock Squad.
Appreciate you, Miss Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Father, we come to you on this day and we come to you for the strength. And times have been hard for Shanquilla Robinson's family as well as her supporters. But we know that you have the final say-so. And we just come to you and we ask for justice for Shanquilla Robinson. Shanquilla Robinson was a beautiful angel of yours. And we down here hurting. Our family is hurting. just ask to walk with Shanquilla's parents, walk with her sister, give them the strength to see the beauty in you taking her to be with you. They say to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord.
Yes, Lord.
So we're not questioning why you took Shanquilla. We knew and we know that it's all in your plan. So we just asking for some justice for Shanquilla Robinson and her family. Amen.
Amen.
Is it anyone else that would like to say a prayer? Is it anyone else that would like to give some encouraging words to the family?
I'll say something.
Can
I do not like being recorded though.
okay. She don't want to be recorded, y'all.
Okay.
Okay, so I just want to say thank y'all for everybody. Who was you recording me?
Stop
Thank
it
y'all for
and
showing
record again. 1, 2, 3.
Uh-oh. Oh, everybody going this way, huh? Hey, man. Okay.
The balloon release was wonderful. Shout out to all of the Rock Squad. Shout out to all of the Rock Squad that attended the balloon release.
The issue with respect to the extradition is that the Mexican authorities have advised me that they've taken all the steps pursuant to the treaty that would be needed to be taken. They've done a full investigation. They presented their investigation packet to the proper authorities at the State Department. It would then be up to the U.S. Attorney to work in conjunction with the State Department in order to authorize and initiate an extradition, which we would all see publicly because that would be a U.S. federal case where they would have the opportunity, whoever is being extradited, to say there's not enough evidence, there is enough evidence, and have their day in court. This has not been initiated because we would all know about it. So the issue is that process has not even begun, and we're 2 years out from the incident. So that's what we're saying in the complaint, that the U.S. Department of Justice has not initiated that procedure, and it's been 2 years.
So what happens, this is what will happen, all right? Now, once they are served the paperwork, once they're served the papers to appear for the civil suit, if they don't show up, then a warrant will be issued for their arrest. In a civil suit, you cannot have your attorney show up for you. And even in criminal cases, when it's time for trial, you have to show up. At the preliminary, you can get your attorney to show up. Your attorney can show up at a preliminary and maybe at the arraignment. But when it's trial, you got to be there. They got to be there for this civil suit. Once they are served the paperwork, they have to appear in court. If they don't show up, a bench warrant will be issued for them. A body attachment will be issued. Is it anybody else that would like to come up? I'll drop the link if it's anybody else that would like to come up. Now, we heard from Sue Ann again as far as the extradition. We heard from her. Mexico done all that they need to do. The holdup is the warrant being prioritized. That's the holdup. This is Shanquilla's pastor, for those that just pulled up. This is her pastor.
But I would just like to say that Shanquella was a very loving person. I guess I could say I was kind of like her babysitter. Because school opened, her mother had to be at work so early in the morning. She would always drop off at my house, and she'd stay there at the time to go to school. And she was just go-getter. That's what Shanquella was. And, you know, all the kids just loved her to death. But what I would like to say today is to the 6 that was with her. My plea, if you're watching this or if you'll be watching this, my plea is to you. And I'm saying to you, I'm standing first, y'all. I'm standing for God. That's who I believe in. I'm standing for him on behalf of the Robinson family. And I would like to say to those 6, no matter where you go, you're not going to be able to run from this situation. And what God would have me to say to you all today, he is a God of a second chance. And he is a God of a second chance. And it's time for each one of you to come forth for the part that you played in. Because none of you could be friends, because if you were friends, you would not have done this. So it's time for you to step forward and take your part in this situation. See, because man is not a second chance man. And God will forgive. And you got to come out. No matter what lawyer you get, you will never be able to pay him to get you off. So it's time now. You know, it's just like a ball game. It's 3 strikes. So y'all have had 2 strikes. And that 3rd strike, it means you're out. And when God takes control, can't nobody help you. No matter who it is, your mother, your father, or anyone can help you. And you know, it's just sad that people, I don't understand how they haven't done anything. I'm like Miss Robinson. When they sent the film to me, and by the way, I had the privilege, I'm a pastor, and I had a privilege to pastor Shanquilla for over a year and a half. And I enjoyed her being under my leadership. She was all, and I enjoyed her being under my leadership. She was always there, always loving, always cutting up. She doing what Shanquilla do. But to the 6, can't no lawyer help you. I promise you, no matter what you're paying. Because the Bible said that vengeance is mine. And God promised, and I believe in him. He said, vengeance is mine, and he said, I will make them pay. So to the Robinson family, keep your head up. Remember Shanquilla as she was, and I know that nothing we can do is going to bring Shanquilla back. And I believe if God would just give us the opportunity to just speak to Shanquilla, Shanquilla will tell y'all, I'm all right now. I don't want to come back to this so mean world. She wouldn't want to come back here.
And that's real, y'all. Salute to the chat. Salute Lucky Girl. Salute to the chat. That's real, y'all. That's real. So what did we learn today? We learned that there was a civil suit filed. We learned that a civil suit was filed. Now what has to happen is each member out of the 6 Cabo members, they have to be served. They have to be served the civil suit paper. All right. Once they are served, they have to stand before the judge. Have to. We also learned that on June the 5th of 2023, Daejhanae Jackson put in for a name change. Y'all look at the background. Y'all can see the paperwork on the background. She put that in the Guilford Clerk of Superior Court on June the 5th, 2023. It was disposed on November the 14th, 2023. You look at the bottom, you see Daejhanae Jackson's name, and you see the alias of Imani Green. We also learned, and this is, for me, this was something that I knew, but I didn't know. I knew about the messages. I knew about those messages that Miss Salamandra got out of Shanquella's phone, but I didn't know the FBI overlooked those messages. So this is definitely something that I want everybody to pay close attention to. Why did the FBI overlook those messages? And why did the attorney, another attorney, she said a different attorney, told her the FBI is going to mess up that autopsy? Listen.
Well, it's not going to bring back Shanquilla Robinson, but it's that I know that the FBI should have been done something at this time, after 2 years ago. I know a lot of stuff that was in the phones of Shanquilla Robinson that I gave to the FBI, and the FBI looked over it like it was nothing. And, you know, and just like you just pushed my daughter up under the rug when you should have been arrested these people. You had a video where she was being brutally beaten, but you want to mess with the autopsy and say that she did not have a broken back or spine when the FBI are deliberately lying. Because
the FBI deliberately lied. The FBI deliberately lied. Wow. Wow. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. A 25-year-old queen cannot get justice. I mean, you'd have thought Shanquilla was on the FBI's terrorist list. You would have thought that Shanquilla Robinson is a monster or was a monster. Somebody make it make sense. Remember, y'all, I know some things. I know some things. I don't know this. I don't know this. You mean to tell me you overlooked these messages? Huh? Salute Rose. You mean to tell me a video? So another thing that we can look forward to, the new administration that's going to be in the White House. We know that there's going to be a new administration. We're praying that either Trump administration or either Kamala's administration will make that want prioritize. We'll prioritize that want. That's a new administration going in that White House. So for the Democrat Party, the Republican Party, for the Trump supporters, for the Kamala supporters, Shanquilla Robinson's family need that want to be prioritized. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. That want has to be prioritized. There's no way in the world one black young lady loses her life in Mexico at the hands of 6 black. The 6 blacks, they make it back. They make it out of Mexico. Not only did they make it out of Mexico without getting locked up, they are walking the streets of the United States of America freely. I challenge Trump. I challenge Kamala. Make it right. Whichever one of y'all get in office, make it right. Make sure y'all send this to Trump. Send this to Kamala. Tell them, y'all got to make this right. Y'all got to get that warrant prioritized. Notice, I said both of them. I'm going to let the chat run. I got a couple more clips that I'm going to let run. If y'all want to hang around, y'all can hang around. I appreciate you all. And remember, y'all, throw up them prayer hands for Miss Salamandra and Mr. Bernard, because he's the father and he lost his daughter just as well as Miss Salamandra. So let's throw up them prayer hands for Mr. Bernard, Miss Salamandra, Quilla, and the rest of Shanquilla's family. I'll leave the chat running, y'all. Paul, what does the justice for Shanquilla Robinson case mean to you?
It means everything as far as Miss Salamandra, Quilla, and Mr. Bernard. It brings them just a piece of something back from their daughter that they lost abruptly and so unfortunately due to dealing with fakes and snakes. And you know, it's so hard to trust people nowadays due to watching cases like Shanquilla Robinson's. So it means everything to get justice for Shanquilla. And I love Miss Salamandra and Quilla, and also prayers to you, Mr. Bernard. But getting justice for her means it's gonna bring justice to all of these families that have lost a loved one to violence. So, you know, that's what it means to me. Salute to you, Shank Rock and the Rock Squad.
Thank you, Miss Parker. Yvette, what does the justice for Shanquilla Robinson case mean to you?
Well, it actually means everything to me. She's very valuable. Very valuable. Life is valuable, and everyone should take that very seriously. I'm just thinking about, you know, the family, how unjustified they have been treated, and from the very beginning, it should have been over a long time ago. And if people would stop trying to protect those that did the wrong thing and stand up and really, really think about how this family feels. They want justice.
Exactly.
We have a young lady that's laying down very early in life. Very early in life. And she lives on. She lives on. So she's making a very strong statement for black women, and that is, we're valuable, very valuable. And it's proven fact that the people around us do not believe that we're valuable.
Exactly. The full light.
Yes.
What does the justice for Shanquilla Robinson case mean to you?
Justice for Shanquilla means that you gotta watch who you're around at all times, no matter who they are. It's hard to trust people these days, but you have to wipe a clean slate with everybody that you meet. You just gotta, you gotta look inside of people rather than just on the outside. Know who you with, know your surroundings at all times. You know, it's easy to forget, but just gotta keep in mind, and cases and things like this happening will keep it in mind, keep it in our minds that we can't, let a guard down. That's it.
Thank you.
And Shanquilla was a kind-hearted person, loved people. You know, she would never do no wrong to nobody. I don't say nobody had the heart to do her like that. Unfortunately, we know these people did not have any heart to do my child like that, and she didn't deserve to die like that, you know. And you're going to take her away from her family, away from out the country to do her harm like that. And all of you sit back. Now, one of them didn't have no sense to stop it or try to help her. They're going to sit there and video it and look at it, and because they all had a part to do with it. They all played a part in her murder, and each and every one of them should be arrested because she was a good person.
That's right.
She never did nothing to hurt nobody. She's starting a business, correct? Yeah, she had a few business. She done a little bit of everything. She done kids' hair, sold clothes, worked at an insurance office. And she just was a lovable, harmless person. Never heard her say anything bad about anybody. Never. And we was very close. Her 25 years on this earth, I was close with my daughter. Very close to her. Never heard her say nothing wrong about anybody, nothing bad about anybody. She only loved people. And if she could do anything to help you, she would.